The Greenbrier, America's resort in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, and a beautiful look at center court at Creekside as we bring day number one of World Team Tennis to a conclusion with the third of three matches and a good one to close the night out. It's a SoCal battle between the Orange County Breakers and the San Diego Aviators. Hi, everybody. I'm Nick Gismondi. Glad to be with you here on ESPN2 to close out day number one of action. And all I can say is it is great to be back here with you. It's great to have sports back, fans in the stands, and, of course, World Team Tennis in their 45th season, doing it safely, doing it responsibly. We'll go over some of those things with you throughout the broadcast, and you'll obviously see some of those measures in place through crowd shots and what teams are doing on the court, and also what our testing and protocols are off of the court. Regardless, it has been an incredibly exciting day in World Team Tennis action. Let's take a look at what happened earlier in the day. Two matches to tell you about. We'll pick it off with the Orlando Storm taking on the defending champions, the Springfield Lasers. Tennis Sangring led the way for the Storm, who outlasted the Lasers as the defending champs went down in their opening match 21-18. That did, of course, go to extended play. Second match of the day was Chicago taking on Vegas. Vegas nearly missing the playoffs last year by just one match. Sloane Stevens for the new expansion, Chicago. She won 5-1 versus Monica Puig in an incredible first appearance. The Bryan brothers played well for Vegas, but just unable to get it done at the end, despite heading into extended play as well. Well, a good one for you again here tonight. And it is, of course, the last match of the day. But let's get it up to the two gentlemen calling it, Jeff Chisever and Nico Pereira standing by. Gentlemen?
All right, that a boy, Gizmo. Nice job, as always, as we welcome you into the stadium. I'm Jeff Chisever alongside my partner, Nico Pereira. And Nico, I want to talk big picture here, right? This is day one of the 45th World Team Tennis season. 9 teams vying for that championship. And if you count the postseason, we are going to be broadcasting 66 matches over 22 days. Let's go. How pumped are you?
Well, they say you have to pace yourself, but it has been a sizzling start, a big surprise to start, and then the team from Chicago playing a great match, and the 9 teams with the expansion, looking very good to start. The four top teams making it to that semifinals. Of course, the big $1 million payoff for those 4 teams, $500,000 for the winning team to give to everybody, and the players are pumped.
All right, we are in West Virginia, but it's a Southern California clash here at the Greenbrier. It's the Breakers and the Aviators. First ball coming up next. It's men's singles, Stevie Johnson and Ryan Harrison. You don't want to miss it.
Again, welcome to the Greenbrier in the 2020 World Team Tennis. As a reminder, in accordance with the CDC and social distance guidelines, we ask that you kindly wear your mask in the seating bowl. You can sit with your family members or those that live in your household, of course, but we kindly ask that you social distance and wear your mask during the match. Also, if the ball goes out to play into the seats, it's a souvenir. You can keep it. Do not throw it back onto the court during the match as a courtesy of the players. Thank you very much.
World Team Tennis is brought to you by Geico. Did you know that Geico is now offering an extra 15% credit on car insurance? That's on top of what Geico could already save you. Visit geico.com to learn more. By the Greenbrier Valley in West Virginia, home to scenic trails and quiet rivers, friendly mountain towns, and America's resort, the Greenbrier. And by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings app and use promo code WTT to play free for thousands of dollars in prizes this season.
All right, welcome back. Just about to get started with our third match of the day. As you take a look at some beautiful pictures of the Greenbrier Resort. They call it America's Resort. It is just oozing with southern charm and southern hospitality. Nico, you've enjoying your time so far here?
Oh, it's great. How can you not? In the middle of the mountains here. And what a service, what a welcome we had from this place. The grandiose entrance we did, and the bubble of about 200 people enjoying every second here. And this is just starting, and what a way to start with these first two matches, Orlando and Chicago winning. And there you see captain and player Ryan Harrison.
All right, let's take a look at the Wilson lineups here. Home team sets the order of play. That's the San Diego team. We're going to start with men's singles. It's an All-American affair. Steve Johnson, Ryan Harrison. We're going to end with mixed doubles. Which one of these matchups sticks out to you, Nico?
Well, the Aviators, playing as the home team are really smart to put the ladies doubles in second. And then you look at Christina McHale and Jen Brady. To me, that's the key matchup, how they're going to do in that fourth set.
All right. World Team Tennis getting started. First ball, Harrison and Johnson.
Two veterans to start it off here. Harrison is 28, but he's been playing the tour since he's 15, so he's got all the experience in the world. And Stevie Johnson, after that stellar college career at 30 years of age, number 63 in the world, started the year pretty well. Was on a roll until we had to stop.
Nico, these are two American players right around the same age. I was very surprised to see these two have only played one time. Stevie took that meeting. That was 2016 City Open. He won 6-4, 6-4. But I would have thought these guys played 3, 4, 5 times at the very least. We got Ryan Harrison in the far court there. Beautiful serve. 28 years old. 4th year with the Aviators. Fourth time playing WTT, so he's only been with this team. He's been around a while, but he's only 28 years old. You figure, he seems like a veteran, but still his best tennis probably ahead of him.
Yeah, he's had a couple of good years. He's been inconsistent with some injuries, but a big hitter. He can do it all with his both serves, really, and then off both wings. He's a really fluid, talented player. He can hit a heavy ball. Ryan?
Both these players really thrive in the team format, like you were saying with Stevie in college. Harrison, he was a former male MVP of the league back in 2016 when they won the title.
He feels comfortable also inside the court. Great doubles player in his own right. They'll be playing with Johnny O'Mara in the third set.
Both these players play a similar style, right? Great serves, good forehands. They want to dictate with the forehand. I think the only difference, obviously, Harrison's going to come over the top more with the two-handed backhand. You're going to see Stevie with the slice mostly. Just like that, first deciding point. We're going to talk about the format rules in just a little bit, but one of the main things I love, right? Deciding points, sudden death points everywhere.
Yeah, that's the magic of this format. You have deciding points, deciding games, 9-point tiebreakers. You see it all, and every point counts as it was intended from the beginning.
Returner decides which side he wants to return from. Stevie's going to go with the ad. Nice body serve right there. So we were talking about the format and the rules. If you don't know exactly what you're watching, World Team Tennis is far different from the typical tennis you watch, right? Team format, of course, 5 sets of tennis, but it's not how many sets you win. It's about how many total games you win, faster pace, more sudden death moments, like you said. Nico, what are you vibing on with this list?
Well, I think the key is the home team coach selecting the order of play. You can really toy around with that to have your best players finish up. Then maybe we'll see what happens. Like the last match. The team that is down, if they manage to win that last set, can play out and try to tie it up.
Yeah, other little things, like we said, cumulative game scoring, every game counts. We're going to say that a lot. Let's in play, on-court coaching. You're going to see timeouts allowed every set. You can do that mid-game. You don't see that in typical tennis.
Don't forget the switches. You can pull out a player, and the one you take out cannot come back, but that's strategy at play at all times.
Look at Stevie right there, 30 years old. And he's playing for his hometown team. Unfortunately, he can't play for his hometown crowd because we're playing all matches here, but I think he'll live with that. Considering we're at America's Resort, looking at this beautiful view to our right here, Nico. Got the golf course right here. And yeah, they got golf course to our right. That's where I plan on taking a lot of your money in a few days when we get out there on our off day.
Well, there's 5 of them to choose from, so we'll have our time.
I only play $1,000 a hole, so I don't know if you can.
Solid forehand there from Stevie. When he's feeling that forehand, he's very tough to beat. And here in this altitude, you really have to have a weapon. And I feel on that department, Ryan might have a bit of an advantage starting off. 1,800 feet.
That's right. It's not
Here,
quite
but
the mile high,
no,
but
the ball
it's still something, right?
It's tough to control. It's tough to get a spin on the ball. And if you're going to hit it, you really have to hit it above your waist, preferably above your shoulders, so you make sure the ball goes down before that baseline. Interesting situation here. And Stevie has been feeling it in practice. He said he didn't play much during the layoff, but he feels really good physically coming into this event.
Okay, that was an interesting shot right there because we're lucky enough to work with Mark Lucero. That is currently Stevie's coach. And I talked to Mark before the match. I said, hey, what are some things you want to see from him? He wants to see Stevie be less predictable with his slice, not always go cross court, go down the line like that, and that'll open up the forehand. We saw him try it right there, just missed a little wide. Something we'll look out for sure.
No line judges, no ball kids. Good to see the teammates helping. In that last match, we had Sloane Stevens helping out, Sam Querrey as well. Now Murray, the Chicago coach, out there pulling double duty. He was picking up the balls and coaching.
Well, you get a nice view from the back, right? You really
Exactly.
feel like you're in the point.
Good perspective.
Coaching in between points, that's allowed. Coach whenever you want.
Ryan has a hammer on that forehand. He can go ways toward his left, looking to hit that ball.
Yeah, both these players, right when they get in the rally or as soon as they get the serve, you're going to see them move to their left. They definitely want to hit as many forehands as possible.
It's a weak side volley for Harrison, not too solid on that one. Had to stick it.
And that was kind of the book on Stevie, right? You approach to the backhand because he can't pass well, but he gets that one down at the feet. Harrison feels the pressure, can't come up with the volley. Both of these guys, beautiful serves, easy motion, right? They like to toss it a little behind their head. They kind of got that natural kick, right? But these are two of my favorite serves just to watch, right? So it's effortless power. I love to see it. All right, nice hold there for the Aviators. Now let's take a look at that Harrison serve, Nico. What do you see when we...
Well, you see, he's very loose off the start. He lets that racket drop, and then the left arm goes up before, and look at that wrist snapping as it goes back and then as it comes forward, and that's where he gets all of his power. Of course, the rotation is good and his leg work is fantastic, but that wrist rotation, not many players have it out on tour.
Kind of similar motions, actually, with the toss, I would say. A little bit behind the head.
Yeah, you're right, but Ryan has a lot more pop on it.
Maybe Stevie has the better kick serve, possibly, would you say?
No, not Ryan. Ryan, probably one of his best features is that kick serve out wide on the outside.
Just when I'm talking up the kick serve, that's one in the net right on cue, huh?
Well, sometimes he doesn't accelerate as much. But Stevie really makes his money grinding. You know, he's really a warrior out there, solid on all sides. And there it is. He needs to hit that forehand big today.
There's a look at that serve. Moving to his left, right? Hitting forehands in that left doubles alley.
Great physical shape, Stevie. Waiting for the birth of his girl this coming December.
Yeah, Stevie Johnson, career high ranking of 21 in the world. That was back in 2016. Like you said, he slipped a little bit, but when he's in the team format, it really brings the best out of him. Good examples of that in these exhibitions. Talk about that in a second.
Oh, yeah.
There's the ace of the tee. And just like that, we are on serve 2-all. First half of men's singles is in the books. We'll be back with the second half of men's singles. Just getting going here. Breakers and the Aviators. Two all on serve back at White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. We're just getting going here. No breaks to serve yet. You kind of, here's a look at the universal tennis rating between the two players. Kind of a relatively new, comprehensive, data-driven system. Enables you to compare players at a little more accurate way. You know, what are you seeing here with the numbers, Nico?
I love the UTR, and rightfully so. Stevie Johnson, almost a whole point on top of Ryan Harrison after the start. He won a couple of challengers, quarters, in an ATP event. Ryan trying to make his way back up the rankings in singles. Still young at 28. There's plenty of time. Junior coaches are really going nuts over this UTR, and I think it's very useful, especially for the college ranks and being able to gauge the players. And they're really intense, and it's really taking. When you go to the events, everybody's mentioning it and really paying attention to it. Already starting to expand to other countries.
And here's a better look at what it is. You know, the point is you're gathering more relevant information. It puts everyone on the same scale, right? You can literally compare Novak Djokovic to the 12 and under, you know, Southern California champ. But,
good luck.
Well, but the point is, it puts them on the same scale. It's no longer comparing apples and oranges. You put them on the same. Doesn't matter.
And there is one specific for hard courts if you want. You can also do it for other surfaces, and it's a really interesting algorithm, and it's taking tennis by storm.
And it makes sense, right? You know, right now, let's say you go to the French Open, right? First round, you beat a qualifier. 5 sets, 7-6 in the 5th. And let's say the next year, you beat Rafa Nadal 6-0, 6-0, 6-0. The way it is right now, you get the same amount of reward from each of those matches. That doesn't make sense. Right? You need to take into account who you beat, how badly you beat them. You know, that's a more impressive victory if you're beating Rafa 0-0 versus the qualifier 7-6 in the 5th. It's a ridiculous example, but the point is we need more relevant information to get those accurate numbers instead of just ATP rank, ITF, WTA. Those are just ranking points. Second serve ace right there. Continue to be on serve. You got to look at Coco Vandeweghe right there. Kind of a surprise she got taken out of the singles line. She's going to be playing doubles, but we say she's 100% healthy, but maybe next time she'll play singles. There we see Coach Rick Leach playing ball boy.
5 times Grand Slam champion Ricky Leach has been involved with World Team Tennis for a long time. I know he really enjoys his weeks.
And a fellow Trojan, right?
There you
Just
go.
like Stevie.
He's serving really well to start this one. Oof. He was ready for that one. Pump his team up. He's the captain today, remember?
That's right.
John Lloyd sitting in the sidelines, still waiting for the second negative, being very responsible. The leg court favors Johnson this time.
First example of that. Lets her in play. Less stoppages in the play, right? All right, Stevie holds. We're at 3-all. Let's take a look. Better look at Stevie Johnson, right? 4 singles titles. Likes that grass because of the slice backhand. 1 doubles title, not to mention a bronze medal in the Olympics, and 21 career high ranking.
Well, Stevie's a very crafty player, really smart out there. And you can see him winning on the grass. Just, you know, the way he moves on the court, he stays really low, and that favors that kind of player. Number 21 in the world 4 seasons ago, and I really think he could get back to that. Had some personal struggles, then got married to Christina McHale's sister, of all people. Christina McHale on the opposing team today. She'll be playing singles against Jen Brady in the 4th set. You know what? It's my bad. It's Ryan Harrison married to Christina. Yes, it's too much info.
That might have been the best point of the match right there.
Both players there. Amazing tennis. Awesome hustle out there on the court. Nice work.
Take a look at this. Force with a tough volley at the feet right here.
Yeah, he's got sweet hands. That's a tough pickup. Look at the way he covers the line. Stays on it. Easy put away for Ryan.
No players yet challenged too much on their serve. And I don't think we predicted that because both got huge serves.
He's playing at a fast pace. Taking too much time between points.
One of the things we love about World Team Tennis, of course, is serve clock. That started with World Team Tennis, and it was nice to see the tours kind of adopt that a little bit, right? I think some of the players take a little bit too much time into points. Let's get it moving. Like we said, we want to shorten the duration of play, make it more digestible for the fans. Seven games in, 7 holds. We going to a breaker or what?
Certainly looks that way, but that's the beauty of this.
That's why they play the game.
Exactly.
And look at that. That's what I like about Harrison, right? The fist pump right there. Turned pro 2008. This guy was one of the top juniors in the world at age 16. Did not go to college, right? 2017 was his best year. That's when he won the doubles champion at the French Open.
Solid player all around.
And you just get the impression he's going to get back up there in the top 100, become relevant again, make deep runs in tournaments. He's too good not to.
Went into a long string of losses a couple of years ago, and everybody in the USTA was really worried about him. He struggled mentally. Seems to be back on it. Certainly looks confident.
And how do you get that ranking back up, right? He's going to have to play mostly challengers, right? Kind of get deep runs there, get back closer to that top 200, 150. Maybe he's main draw on a slam, able to make a deep run there. Well, I don't want to say deep run, but a couple rounds there. Next thing you know, back near 50. I think that's where he belongs. You know, where do you see him kind of sticking around in the rankings?
Like him to solidify himself in the top 100, play against the big boys for a whole season, and then see where he goes from there. He certainly has the weapons. Then, oh, there you go. It's a matter of, you know, building up the confidence and staying healthy. It's really tough to get your ranking up in a couple of months. That's one of the things with the tour these days. It's year-round, and it's hard for your body to hold up if you're not used to playing that many matches at that level. And that's key, staying healthy.
Unleashes on that forehand. 2 more game points. Send this to a first set tiebreaker. Sets are to 5. Get the impression that Ryan really wants to win this match, right? I think a lot of people think of World Team Tennis as a glorified exhibition. That is not the case, right? That is not the case at all.
What are you talking
Prize money
about?
has beefed up big time. Well, you know what I'm saying. In the past, they're playing music in between points. I think some of the casual fans see it that way. But the point is, it's big time money, right?
Not only that, when you're playing in a team atmosphere with respected professionals and big names, Grand Slam winners, you want to do your best always. That's why you get to this level. And these guys are so pumped up. You can see it in their eyes. We cross each other in the hallways. It's, you know, one big happy family here this week at the Greenbrier, and nobody wants to look bad. There's a lot of pressure on them to perform. They don't need any monetary motivation, I can tell you that much.
And And especially when the tours are about to continue again, a good couple weeks here can really propel you, right? Especially with the U.S. Open right around the corner.
Yeah,
So
we were talking about that last match. And this is a format that might favor somebody that comes in low in confidence but feeling good physically, because your teammates just bring you up. And if you get some wins here and then you go out on tour, whenever that might be, and you have some wins under your belt and you're feeling good about yourself, and we've seen it in years past. This is the 45th year, and we've seen guys do well here and then go out and tear it up on tour.
Let's look at the score, 0-2. We talked about Stevie showing up at the team events. Interestingly enough, 2-3 weeks ago in Miami, there was an individual tournament. That was an exhibition style. He goes 0-3, and then a week later in Atlanta, he goes 3-0 in the team format, wins against Riley Opelka, Taylor Fritz, Tommy Paul. So it really brings out the best in him.
Tips the net, goes out. Mini break.
And a mini break in this format, especially early, right? That's huge.
Remember, it's a 9-point tiebreaker for all. The winner takes it. And that's the way it was intended. Same thing in a 5th set. And that's the way it should be. You know, you reward big point playing. And that's the key. That's the difference between the good players and the great ones. Those 3-4 key points you're able to win in decisive moments, and that's what this format is made for. Every point counts. It doesn't matter if you can win 1 or 2 games. If your opponent is better than you that day, you can help your team by making that extra break when you're down love 4. Really made a difference in the last match.
All right, 2 points away from taking the first set. Certainly huge. So 4 set points coming up for Ryan Harrison. It's be quite the comeback if Stevie can pull this one out. But either way, it's a 5-4 set. Like we said, it's cumulative scoring. So you win this one, you lose this one. The point is it's kind of close. It's the first set. No big deal either way. With the 1 there. All right, and just like that, Ryan Harrison gets the first set for the Breakers. Cumulative scoring, 5-4 is the total score. And next up, we are going to have women's doubles. Is Andrea Claypatch, Jen Brady, Melikar. Look at that set point right here. Harrison coming to net. Too much from Harrison. 5-4. He takes the first set. We will be back with women's doubles right after this.
warming up for our second set, which would encompass women's doubles. Let's meet the players in our second set tonight.
All right, one set down and 4 to go. Ryan Harrison takes it for the San Diego Aviators 5-4, and that leads us to the Chosen Foods mover of the match. Pretty cool data here, like looking at who moved around more. Obviously, it's very close. Steve Johnson takes it by about, what, 52 more feet?
And that's the way it should be, because Ryan is a big banger of them, but very little difference. I feel both guys served a lot, so you can see there not much movement. Points were short. Anytime somebody saw an opening, went for it, and Ryan just got the best of it at the end. Good thing, because he's the player that started it off, and he's the playing captain, so his team is pumped about his win.
That's right. Like we said, John Lloyd not able to get out here on court, needs his second negative COVID test, taking full responsibility here, making sure everyone is safe. Hopefully he'll get out there in a couple days at least, maybe next day, who knows.
See both players warming up with each other. That's another thing here at World Team Tennis. No warming up among enemies, so to speak.
And that's I kind of like that at World Team Tennis. Right? It is kind of strange when you think about it that in our normal tennis, you warm up against the opponent you're about to play with. Here's a look what we got coming up right here. Andrea Klepacz, Jennifer Brady, that's for the Breakers. And for the San Diego Aviators, it's going to be our first look at Coco Vandeweghe and the double specialist, Nicole Melikar. And Klepacz and Melikar, we're going to call them the double specialists, right? But we know all 4 of these players can play good doubles.
Oh, yes. Big hitters. Coco Vandeweghe's had some unbelievable results in doubles of late. Of course, she plays with the #1 player in the world, but you can still give it to her. She's teamed up with Nicole Melikar. I expect a tight one going on here. I love the way Jen Brady has developed as a player in the past few months. And from Slovenia, Andrea Klepacz, big hitter.
Brady will start this one off.
Ooh, she got hit.
I was going to say, she raised the forehand at Klepacz, and she ends up ripping her own partner in the back.
I think she's got her on the cheek. See if we can check out a replay. You see Klepacz
good hands right there.
Yeah, good reflex. And we were talking about Ashley Barty, #1 in the world in singles last season, but her first success came in doubles. Then she was off of tennis for a year and a half and came back in a big way. She's playing a lot of doubles with Coco.
Oh, look at the hands right there. We're going to take another look at that point where we saw Coco get hit right there. I think she's all right, though. But here comes Melikar. Fresh, ooh, right in the cheek, like you said, a little bit in the ear, right?
She got a close shave. She's all right. She shook it off. She's a tough girl.
And we talked about Stevie being a nice college player, Jen Brady as well, but she played for Stevie's rival, that's UCLA. Of course, 2 years there, 23-match winning streak, helped lead the Bruins to a national championship in 2014. Just 2 years, then goes pro. And wow, has she had quite the hiatus from the tour, really crushing it at the Charleston team event just a couple weeks ago.
Jen Brady finished last season number 56, and she's been playing really well. 9 career titles in the ITF, 4 in singles, 5 in doubles. And there you see the doubles results at the Australian Open with Alison Risk. And her highest singles ranking, I don't think that it's number 4, but in doubles, number 44. I think it was 56 in singles, but you can expect a lot more good results from her. That's what I was talking about when the ball floats. That's normally a shot that will come down.
Yeah, we talked about Brady at the Charleston team event. She goes 2-0 in singles, beats Victoria Azarenka 6-3, 6-2. Then she takes out Sloane Stevens 6-2, 7-6. She also won her doubles match. She didn't drop a set. I think it's safe to say she's playing as good as anyone on the women's side, although we haven't seen everyone play, of course. But there's some pretty good players at that Charleston event, and she sure stuck out among the bunch.
She means business. I love the way she talks. When she's being interviewed, very serious. You know, she takes a methodical approach to getting better, and she knows where she's at. Conscious that there's a lot of work in front of her, and she got a lot better physically, moving with the best of them so far, and that's made a big difference after she got very fit.
She takes a big rip at that one. It was only about 10 feet out.
Yeah, Klepac will do that. She'll hit it hard. You might expect some jitters as well. These guys have been on ice for a few months. They come out here under the bright lights, competing in front of their peers. And, you know, some of them need a little warm up to get going.
Right on cue, like you said. Got a chance to watch her a lot last year, Klepac. Great backhand return down the line, that one with the forehand. And that's the thing with Melkar, right? She's at the net, does a great job of holding her partner serve. She is an athlete at the net, 5'11", great wingspan. It's hard to keep it away from her. Klepac did a great job right there down her line.
That's great net play.
All right. Tomorrow we'll have 2 more matches right here on ESPN2 and the ESPN app. The Vegas Rollers take on the Orlando Storm at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Then the Washington Castles square off against the New York Empire. So like we said, 22 days total, 66 total matches. The action does not stop, 3 or 4 matches every day. You think you have enough energy for the 22 days? How you doing?
I guess we'll see. You've rested enough.
Well, you called the match before. This is my first match. Maybe it was that tennis session that yesterday. So just one game separating these 2 teams early on. First 2 matches earlier today, I feel like it got away from some of the teams early on, but right here, neck and neck, 5 sets on serve. With a total score, of course. Andrea Klepac, the server, 34 years old, from Slovenia, 5th World Team Tennis season, and 4th with the Breakers. She was named the 2017 Female MVP. That was the same season the Breakers lifted the King Trophy.
With the move there at the net, distracted Klepac with that swinging volley. Very intense start. Can see the guys that just don't get used to keep playing the lets. I haven't seen a returner win a point off a let serve yet.
You like the rule. Did you like the rule, though?
I like it for this format. I
Right.
think it's dynamic. I think it keeps it interesting. It keeps it going. And that's what we're here for.
I happen to think it's a no-brainer to play the lets. I mean, I get it. It's tough to get used to after playing it one way for so long. Just like that, another hold of serve. 2-1 first set. Now going to see the serve of Nicole Melikar, first time. I mean, back to the lets. I mean, I think the elephant in the room, right, is just that during the point, if it hits the net and goes in, you play it out. But in the serve, you don't. I get it. They're not used to it. Their serve's a little harder. But when you think about it, it doesn't really make that much sense. Nico, I can already tell Nico doesn't agree with me over here.
I didn't say that.
All right.
I need to get used to it too.
I mean, also, it's just, we don't need these stoppages of play, right? You know, in the NBA, 20-second timeouts late in the game, I can't stand it. And sometimes it takes 20 seconds for them to get the balls again after the let goes in. Why not just carry on, right? You know, you like the deciding points.
I love it.
Another way of speeding up the pace of play. Why not go with the lets?
I feel this is the weakest of the 4 serves. Take advantage of it, Grady, with the return way inside the court.
When the serve is kind of weak, would you say it's more the net person's responsibility to help and hold their partner's serve, yeah? Be really active out there, make it tough to get it past them. That would be Coco. And there she goes.
There you go.
Right on cue. Nice hands right there. Got a little behind her. Shows her athleticism. 2 hands on the racket. Good hands by Coco. Really great to see her playing again, right? I mean, just 2 years ago, broke into the top 10, suffered some tough injuries. Another look at that right here. Ball gets behind her. Great reactions. That's an athlete right there.
And Coco moves well for a big girl. Been working a lot on that, and she's back with Craig Boyden. She was working with him when she got to the semis of Australia a couple seasons ago, and trying to work that magic back into her game.
Oof. Well, if we can miss that overhead, it's a good point to do it on, right? 2 more game points for the Aviators, and we have still not had our first break of serve. Let's another look at that, right? Got behind it. What happened here, Nico?
I think the ball got too low. And then I don't think Coco was fixed with the legs to hit that one. I'm a big fan of taking the ball on the fly for the overhead.
Sticking with the I formation here on the second serve. I was going to say, I don't know about that. You know, sometimes you see when the second serve comes, they get out of the I. Returner has a little more time on the return.
Yeah, for the second serve, it's just not right. It was an easy decision for Brady, who played with a lot of margin. Now she'll take the return into the deciding point, and a huge one coming up.
Yeah, no brainer. They're going to go back to the ad side after that return. And they're out of the eye. Well, 2 game points gets back to a deciding point, and they still come through. No breaks of serve, nothing separating these 2 teams. 7-6 is the total score. We'll be back with the second half of women's doubles. All right, let's take a closer look at the San Diego Aviators. Fred Luddy, the owner, purchased the team in 2015. Just 1 year later, they win the championship. Oh, also, Fred Luddy is the majority owner of the league, founded in 1955, three-time champions. And they got a strong team here this year. See if they can make a run at the playoffs. What I love about World Team Tennis, right? You just switch side once, right? 4 games, second half. We know the set is ending in this segment. Isn't that beautiful? Love that. You got to think that's a rally that the breakers like when they got Brady hitting forehands into Melikar's forehands. We know Melikar wants to get to net. That's where she shines. She's an athlete up there, like we said, long wingspan. She wants to get to net when she can.
Yeah, Brady saw it all the way. She's doing a lot of damage with that backhand. Looking very solid, as you mentioned, getting some confidence a couple of weeks ago in that event.
Yeah. Melikar left a little early there.
Yeah, he's translated beautifully to this. Good transition. It'd be interesting to watch her singles match against Christina McHale. Another good player out on the WTA. It's not easy to see a bigger, stronger player than Coco Vanderwey, but her partner, I think she is.
Look out. Almost spiked that one up to us. Spike that baby, down and up. No doubt about it.
Yeah, it's a good feeling when you have one of those to close out the game.
All right, we get our second look at Coco serving. Still on serve, 2-3. Serving body here. I was looking at Ryan Harrison, teammates playing the role of the ball boy or ball girl, trying to keep least amount of people on the court.
The upper corner of your screens, you also see Stevie Johnson and Rick Leach, one on each side, helping out with the balls. Look at that thing of beauty. Good job, guys. But she's just going for it on the forehand, do or die for her. Gotta put that aim a little lower.
Yeah, she likes to rip on the returns, doesn't she? And she is not afraid to go up the line. And even if she misses it, sometimes that gives Melikar something extra to think about, right? Maybe a little less willing to poach. So maybe sometimes those misses are worth it, actually. Not a bad time for a double. 3 more game points for the Aviators. Nice hands by Melikar, really showing off the fast hands right there. That's what she does best. All right, Tuesday, we are going to have 3 matches for you right here on ESPN2 and the ESPN app. The San Diego Aviators square off against the Vegas Rollers at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific. Then the Orlando Storm take on the Chicago Smash, and at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, it's the Springfield Lasers and the Philadelphia Freedom. I mean, it is just crazy how many matches we have, right?
Well, that's the way
66 in
that's the
total.
way set up. Yeah.
This is match 3, 63 after today. Why do I have a little slight feeling here that the Aviators are going to get a chance at a break here? Claypatch definitely one of the weaker servers on the court. On the cue, she's got the double, but hey, that's the first point of the game. No worries right there. But I'm just, Coco is, and Harrison too, a lot of fist pumps in between points.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Very emotional
yeah,
players.
right?
They're trying to keep the energy up, which in this situation, with deciding points and short sets, it's a way to go.
Oh, and she had it. That's what she wanted. And she likes the quick hands, but hey, Claypatch kind of drills her, shanks the volley just a little bit, but she knows that's the right move. Let's take a look right there.
I just think Brady went, excuse me, Claypatch went too hard, and she caught it late.
Look at that. Little Rafa fist pump right there. And my gosh, she has got the hands as well.
I love the way Coco plays with emotions, and she was hanging in tough there. The little foot fake, and then the short ball.
That was one of those where they know they want a racket tap instead of high five, but she's so juiced she could not resist the high five right there. She could not resist it.
Putting some pressure on Claypatch, and as you mentioned, they have not 1, 3 break points.
That's right. Claypatch really could use a first serve right here. They are teeing off on the second. She gets this return back cross court. Look for Coco to take control of that. Here we go. See her creeping up right there. She's giving the sign right now. She's going to give a little fake, so she's not going, but she will be active if that return goes cross court. Let's take a look. Here she goes, a little fake. Yep. Oof. That's a good look at the break right there, but that's all right. 2 more chances. Coco will take this return.
Little Led Zeppelin to pump her up a little more.
Great look at the break here. Second serve. Nice grind from the breakers right there. They bring it all the way back to deciding point. Who do you think's taking this one? And it looks like Coach Ryan Harrison is going to take our first Geico timeout right here. And not a bad time to do it, right?
I think it's the right time to discuss who feels better. I think Coco is the leader of the team, and she might take it. But he had a little talk with them, and he wants to take it probably.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where they want to go with this one, because Melikar loves to be at the net, but Coco has been such a force dominating, getting her nose on the net. I'm going to wait and see who takes it. It looks like it is going to be Coco. Oh, there it is. First break of serve of the second set. Let's take another look at this one, Nico.
Well, this time she does cross on time. Great return by Coco. Her partner this time does her thing, and they manage to break up 4-3 and serving for the set.
Let's take a look at DraftKings' upcoming schedule. Monday, 3 great matches, Vegas and Orlando, Washington, New York, and then Philly with Sophia Kenin going to be the first look at her. She's taking on Orange County. All right, so first break is served 4-3. Let's take another look at the schedule. Like you said, 3 or 4 matches every day. It is packed and loaded. New York and Washington, that's going to be the first look at those 2 teams. Kim Kleister's Jack Sock featuring New York Liberty. Washington Castle's Venus Williams on that squad. She will not be playing tomorrow, but we will see her in just a matter of a couple days. Looking forward to that. 3 points away here from closing out the second set.
It's been rock solid from the back. This time, Klepac managed just to put the ball away. A bit of a miss hit from Coco at the net. And Brady's been impressive so far. Can't wait to watch her in the singles.
Just going to say that, yeah. I mean, she's had such a good start to the 2020 season as well. We'll go over some of those results in a little bit. But we still got more action here in women's doubles. See if she can bring him back. Send the second set to a tiebreaker.
You know where that was going.
Yeah.
Came up with
She's headhunting.
all the intentions. Huge forehand to set that up. Why not?
They're going I formation again. I'm going to go I. I'm going to guess she's serving T. You don't know for sure, but that's the typical move.
Got to stay away from Jen's backhand.
Yep, you don't want to open up the court. And they're staying in the eye. Very surprised to see that. Three break chances for the breakers. She's really sticking out. She's dominating the net, isn't she? This is her set right here.
Gaining a lot in confidence, Vanderway, since the match started. Getting warmed up, getting emotional, getting that blood pumping.
I feel like I'm not going to be that surprised if they sub her into singles, because it just looks like she feels good out there. They have Mikhail in for now. We'll see. I'm not going to be surprised, and that's a clutch serve right there. Got a deciding point / set point for the Aviators. She's been struggling on the serve, but that was a big one right there.
Timeout from Rick Leach now. Really smart.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Kind of love this, right? Geico timeout, kind of similar to the idea in the NFL, right? Right before the last kick to win it, you take the timeout, you ice the kicker. We use that expression a lot. You know, you want to give them something extra to think about. It's not always strategy-based. Sometimes it's just ice them a little bit. Oh, let's go. Just like that. Coco leads her squad to the 5-3 set victory. They take the overall lead 10-7. So we are 2 sets in, and we have 3 more to go. Next is going to be men's doubles. We are going to see another look at Stevie Johnson and Ryan Harrison. Stevie's going to be playing with Bambridge, and Ryan Harrison with Johnny O'Mara. 3 sets left. Only 3 games separate these 2 teams.
the WTT Tester. Which will be set number 3.
All right, Nico, one of my favorite things to look at in doubles is how the two teammates move together. Here's a better look at one of those points from the match we just saw.
Yeah, great job from the team here in the near side, but the position is in favor of the Aviators. They took possession of the net, very aggressive in this fast-paced court, and that was the key to winning that point.
All right, like we said, men's doubles coming up. Luke Bambridge, he's the double special for the Breakers. He could be playing alongside Stevie Johnson. Luke Bambridge actually played a full year with Johnny O'Mara. They won 2 titles together. They're going to be against each other, and kind of interesting because Stevie and Harrison just played against each other in singles. So interesting matchup all around in this men's doubles match.
Yeah, really experienced Bambridge in his doubles, very successful player. Stevie Johnson, very crafty. Let's see how they match up or how they play together. And O'Mara also a proven doubles guys and playing alongside Ryan Harrison, who I think is a great doubles player. So that title in Paris proves it, and I think they certainly have the upper hand, but this is World Team Tennis where anything might happen.
Hey, tennis fans, be sure to download Tennis One, the official mobile app of World Team Tennis. You can follow the latest news, scores, social, and more from your favorite teams and stars, as well as play games and win prizes all season long. Tennis One, available for free in the App Store and Google Play. Another look at the golf course in the foreground. Nico, of course you said you brought your clubs. When are you going to play? Are you going to play 9, 18? What's your deal, man?
Well, we'll see. We need to get some free time first. I wanted to get my feet wet, get this thing going, get pumping, and I think we'll have enough time. We almost have a month here.
All right,
you got to pace yourself.
What's the best part of your game, by the way?
Like they told us at the beginning, it's not a sprint.
You're right.
No, it's a marathon. So I'm taking it to heart. I listen to my elders and I pay attention.
That's a good point.
We'll have time. You got to chill.
That's right.
And you got to enjoy every second. I'm getting to know some of the guys. This is a new crew for me, and I've been, learning the names and learning the games, and it's fantastic.
You're crushing it, partner. You are crushing it. Ryan Harrison is going to start us off right here. And Johnny O'Mara, just love his activity. The net, shorter guy, great base in the leg, stays low, and he gets his nose on the net. So watch him up there, very active at the net.
I expect a very dynamic match, very high energy. Harrison with that great serving to start. His level of confidence is up. He's also leading the team from the bench today. Paying close attention is John Lloyd.
It's like Ryan is serving and staying back. Wonder if that's something he's going to do the whole set.
Yeah, very similar playing style to Jack Sock, with that big forehand and the big kicker. Sock, a very successful doubles player, and it's a way a lot of the guys are playing nowadays. They feel safer off the ground hitting big forehands.
And let your net guy do the work up there, right?
Exactly.
First look at the I formation. And they're going to stay in it. Well, not quite. Serve and body, O'Mara is staying. I don't want to give anything away, but it's hard not to comment on it when you see the signal right in front of you, right? Nice stretch right there. Great hands, like I said. He's over the net, and it's tough to get it by him. And half of the work, right, in doubles, when you're the returner and you can just feel that net player all over, it takes your mind off the ball, and in turn, you struggle when you return the serve. Omar does a great job of that.
It's a great return by Stevie Johnson, putting it down low.
And that's the two-hander,
no,
right?
That was not Stevie. What am I talking about? That was Luke.
Got our first break point right here, first game. Going back in the ad court to Luke Bambridge. Going back to the eye.
Oh, what a forehand. Great acceleration by Stevie Johnson there. And way to start with a break.
How heavy is that forehand? That's what's called playing through the sideline, right? Sometimes you always want to go for depth. This is going through the sideline right there. That is sharp.
Oh, look at that angle. From a ball that bounced near the corner with not much pace, he really changed the story in that point.
Here's a look at two USC Trojans.
Two of the best of all time, I might add.
Insane when you look at their college careers. I mean, this is the stat we talk about all the time, but 72-match win streak to end your career, that is unfathomable. I don't even understand that.
Good eye there from Stevie. Stevie lost to Ryan Harrison, 5-4 on the breaker. Trying to get him back here in the doubles.
You know, it's interesting. We're talking about, we use the term double specialist, right? We said Omar is that for the Aviators, Bambridge, and you can kind of just tell those two are more willing to get their nose on the net, right? That's really where they do their most damage.
Wow. He did it with the return this time.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, they're more intense. They know that it's a short set, that any point can cause a big difference, especially when you're playing this no-ad system. Trying to get the other guys to take their eye off the ball is a big thing in doubles when the ball is going so fast and you have that space. He was a bit careful with that overhead. It's smart to do so. It's not an easy shot as you're going forward to take that ball on the fly, to really snap it down to make sure it comes down.
Yeah, sometimes it's easier even when you're jumping back doing that scissor kick, right? Great serving from Stevie, and they consolidate the break just like that. To love for them, and they will close the gap. They now are only down by one game, 10-9. Just to remind you, cumulative scoring, you're going to hear me say it a lot, every game counts. It can almost turn into a drinking game. Every time I say every game counts, take a drink, because we say it a lot. You know, it's crazy, right? If you're down 5-0 in regular tennis, you're down 5-0, the next game doesn't really count that much because you're probably going to lose the set eventually. But if you're down 4-love here, every game counts. It really doesn't matter. It's the same value as if you're at 4-all in a tiebreaker. It's hard to wrap your head around that, but it's actually the truth, isn't that right?
You'll wrap it quickly. If you lose a match by 2 games, you'll realize.
There you go. Rick Leach getting a sweat in over there.
You gotta keep moving. Ricky will fall asleep. Oh, Smart going down the middle again. And you'll see the doubles guys close in to the center. Of course, Ryan with a lot of experience as well, but it's what his partner does for a living.
That's what we call a ho-hum hold at love right there. Still one more game before they switch sides. Why do I have a feeling that this match is going to come down to the wire? Was 4th in the league last season in men's doubles. The way they figure that out is percentage of games won. He went 27 and 25, 52% of his games. That might not sound that impressive, but it is because these matches are so close, 5-4, 5-3. You win the majority of those. You're winning more than you're losing, and that is certainly valuable in World Team Tennis. Number 1 in the league was Johnny O'Mara, 55%. So
there you go.
2 of the best league's doubles players going at it right here.
And their partners are pretty solid as well.
Yeah. Yeah, O'Mara and Banbridge played together from April 2018 to July 2019. Like I said, they won 2 doubles titles together. Luke Banbridge now playing alongside Ben McLaughlin. They've been playing for about a year and a half.
Oh, ooh. Is that it?
Well, we didn't hear the out, right?
What a beauty. And you have to remember, Stevie Johnson is an Olympic bronze medalist in the 2016 Rio Olympics.
That volley.
With Jack Sock.
That's so firm right there. All right, so the Breakers take that game. They are up 3-1, and they decrease the deficit 11-10. So when we come back, we have got the second half of men's doubles. We are here at White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. It is beautiful. The weather is perfect. Second half men's doubles coming up after this. All right, back here, men's doubles action. Creekside Stadium Court here at the Greenbrier. Aviators took the first 2 sets. They were up by 3 games. They are now down a break. And the Breakers are now just within 1 game. Ryan Harrison to serve down a break. It is 1-3.
Big game here for Harrison. You don't want to get broken and give the Breakers a chance to win a 5-1 in the men's doubles. Men's doubles is probably the closest in terms of scoring, as the man serve a little harder, easier to hold. Usually get the closest scores in this modality.
Yeah, good call. Blowout men's doubles, that's a big morale killer, isn't it? Taking a close eye on Stevie here. Last time on the second serve, he moved way to his left to make sure he got a forehand, but he fenced the forehand. I feel he's going to stay right there, maybe take the backhand. There we go.
That was a good move there at the net by O'Mara. Good reflex also by Bambridge, who knows him with his eyes closed. His old partner.
That's right. It's a whole different chess match, right? When you know what I know that you know, it kind of force you to take your second and third options.
Those volleys, I mean, you just have to go for the chest. You got to hit him. It's part of the game. Took it easy on his old friend. 30 up.
That's an underrated shot in doubles. Lob return, get it over the net guy, right? You kind of, right when you do that, you kind of reset the point, gives you an ability to get at the net and kind of flip it over. You know, when you're going against the serve, you kind of feel like you're on your heels, but then you get the lob over the net. Next thing you know, you feel like you're on the offensive.
Bomb. Stevie going straight at him. The trick with the doubles lob is that you have to keep it for the right moment. You cannot do it too often, because if they're waiting for it, it's tough to win the point like that nowadays. There's too much power out there.
Just look at the Stevie forehand. He's going to go with a little bender around the side.
There's not too many people that know more about doubles than Ricky Leach, and it's really a privilege for this team to have him on their side. Ricky is just an expert. He was pesky to play against him. He's just a fantastic competitor, and he sees those little details that only champions see, and I'm sure he helps his team quite a bit. And having 3 doubles matches, that's a big plus.
That's right. 3 out of the 5 sets doubles really puts a premium. Goes right at him. It's a clutch hold right there.
And that's the Harrison forehand we were talking about. It's just a hammer.
All right, as we're all aware, putting on a live sporting event has become increasingly complicated due to the ongoing pandemic. So here's a look at some of the necessary protocols the league is taking. I think the key is the testing. Everyone had to pass a test before flying here, and then right upon arrival, another test again. We talked about John Lloyd. He, of course, was negative before coming here. He has not gotten his results back from the second test. That is why he is not out on the court, so he might have to wait an extra day or so.
Yeah, the thing is that there's a bulk of tests being done, so the labs are a bit backed up, and that's why we're taking the precaution, and it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, other things you'll see, of course, you look in the crowd, you'll see those chosen food banners, making sure the fans are socially distanced from each other. If you come as a family, you can sit together, but all the separate parties are sitting separate.
There's plenty of space. This is a cozy stadium as is under normal conditions. It's be fantastic. It's like the outer courts at the slams, and I love this type of courts.
Yeah, this court
players
is
do as well
for World Team Tennis. Is this perfect for World Team Tennis?
I think so.
I'm ready to come back next year. I might bring my clubs this time.
Easy.
Nice hands with a spike volley right there. When your nose is on the net like that, it makes it that much easier to get it down and over the opponent. If you're 3 or 4 feet back, next thing you're kind of trying to push it deep. But that one, hit it straight down, right over the head.
That's just beautiful from O'Mara. Great doubles points from all guys, but he just closed in on that one. Stabbed off to his forehand. Look at the movement. How he stays low, doesn't jump, keeps the ball in front, and finds the hole.
Nice low base, right? He's looking to pounce. I'm almost surprised Stevie tested him right there, right?
Totally.
You don't want to test him.
That's one thing you want to do. When you get the doubles specialist, or like the guy that likes to play at the net, you have him standing in the back, you want to pick on him, make him move. He's not used to those kind of rallies, and that was really smart on Stevie's part.
what's called pinching middle, right? You take away the angles, you serve T, you pinch middle, and it is so tough to get it to the side of the net man. And just like that, they hold 4-2.
And the eye speed on these guys, they're really close to the net. That ball is coming fast. And by instinct, they know where to put the ball in order to win the point. No, it doesn't matter if they don't hit it flush. He did that time. That's what great hands will do for you.
And they practice that, obviously.
They live it.
Take another look at Stevie here if he's moving his left, if he wants a forehand. But the last time the two-handed return was nice inside out. See what he does. There he goes to his left.
Right on the line. That was a good return. Down low. And again, see O'Mara just meeting the ball out in front.
You know, that could be O'Mara feeling that Banbridge is going to cross a little bit. Goes just behind him, right on the line. Beautiful.
Serving under pressure, serving to stay in it where they're a break down.
How big is it to get that first serve in doubles?
It's the first thing they tell you. Talking about the percentages going down when you don't make the first serve.
Great return right there.
They really have it going on this side.
It's kind of the 1-2 punch of doubles. You give the return or the assist, get it down to the feet. Guy at the net pounces. Nice teamwork right there.
Little too much. This is the right idea.
Last two serves to Stevie went to the forehand. He got the return down to the feet. You gotta think he's going T here.
You think Ricky Leach is going to take a timeout here? I think he has one to spare. It's 2 set points right here.
All right, coming off a double face and break point. Gotta think he's feeling a little bit of nerves here.
Oh, what a beauty. Huge second serve right on the line. A good return by Banbridge, but O'Mara
That is so fun right there.
still faces the set point. And Rick Leach taking the timeout. 1 point too late, Ricky. Let's see what you do.
That's right.
With the break, they will take this set and level the match.
Who do you think's taking this one?
I have to go for Johnson.
Right.
He's the returner of the two.
That's right. And not only is he the returner, but when he gets it down to the feet, you feel like Banbridge is the better finisher, right? So it's the perfect combo.
Let's see what Harrison does at the net.
Gotta think they're serving body or T again. Maybe I should stop trying to predict it, but I can't help myself. Well, that was going to the forehand. Let's watch Stevie. Is he moving to his left to crack the forehand, or is he going to take it on the rise with the two-hander? Here's Harrison in the I formation. Give him something extra to think about.
That was huge from O'Mara.
Oh, he was so huge in this game, right? And you can just tell when you're testing on that low volley, he keeps that head down, and he's just so in it, right? There's no bailout in that volley. Forearm, the wrist is firm. Let's take another look right here. So solid. Look at Harrison. Guy was fist pumping like crazy in the first game. Here he goes again.
It was a great return from Stevie, and he had the forehand to try and put it away. Bambridge was doing his job because he thought his partner kept going.
Yeah, Stevie was going so far to his left, right? He thought he was kind of switching sides in a way.
Bambridge with a chance to serve it out now.
Exactly. Clutch game to get it back within one. They're going to want that either way, but that's all right. Breakers with a chance to serve out the set.
Sometimes it's tough coming back from a game where you had 2 set points, try to close it out. Not these guys. Solid performers.
Tricky ball right there.
Yeah, Stevie managed to get back on time. Not a solid return by Ryan.
Some of the tougher returns to handle are those shank balls, right? Sometimes they shank, you feel like it's going to fence it, it lands 2 feet in, and that just crushes your soul. Nice job by Stevie to recover there to his right. Not an easy ball. 2 points away from the set.
Stevie Johnson solid at the net. Look at him. 4 set points.
They can close it out one of these next 4 points. They got to be feeling good about themselves. I think we both agreed O'Mara and Harrison, the slight favorites going in this one, but hey, short format, you're just playing to 5. Never surprised by any upsets here. And like we said, all 4 of these guys can play top-notch doubles. Nice body serve right there. They get the jammer, and they get the set. So the San Diego Aviators take the first 2 sets, but the Breakers take the next one. The deficit is just 1. It is 13-12. So 3 sets in, 2 sets to go. We got a little bit time for a little bit of halftime here. At the end of this break, we will end up going to Nick Gizmondi. We take another look, a couple of these pictures from the set. So 2 more sets to go. After this, we are going to toss it over to Nick Gizmondi. He's going to have a little bit of feature going on about Christina McHale. She's going to be playing singles next against Jen Brady.
Check 1, 2. Nick wants him out of, yep. All right, back with you at center court at Creekside from the lovely Greenbrier Resort in West Virginia. Take a look at the results leading up till now. The Orange County Breakers finally pick up their first win outright. Bambridge and Johnson defeating Omar and Harrison in a real good men's doubles match. San Diego still hanging on to a little bit of a lead, though, 13-12 after Ryan Harrison got things started off the right way, followed by Melakar and Vandeweghe. Not a bad job and a pretty exciting third and final match of the day. Glad to be back with you here, Nick Gismondi. Well, halftime, a couple more exciting ones coming up for you. Women's singles is next, and Christina McHale is in just her second year with the Aviators, but has played World Team Tennis off and on since 2016. She certainly has made it a family affair. Have a look for yourself.
I think my greatest success as a player was making the 2012 Olympic team. It was such an honor playing for Team USA and just being a part of that whole experience. It's definitely a moment I'll never forget. I think the best part of my game is my movement and my forehand, and I think the area of my game that I'm trying to improve the most is my serve. The best lesson that I've learned playing is to honestly just have patience. I think sometimes you want to have so much success, or you putting in the work but you maybe don't see the success right away, so it's just about making sure every day you're doing the right things and then just sort of letting it happen and being patient.
Yeah, come on.
I don't think I've modeled my game in particular after one player. I definitely had players growing up that I looked up to, but yeah, I think my game is maybe a combination of players. Yeah.
And again, Christina McHale with that ferocious forehand has helped San Diego throw off the shutout in the opening set.
I'm so excited to be back on the Aviators. I played a couple matches for the Aviators last year, and I just love the team chemistry. I love playing for Coach Lloyd. Having my brother-in-law on the team makes it even more special. So yeah, I'm just excited to get back into things. Having been off now for like 4 months, I think this is a great way to get back into playing.
Oh, bad luck, bad luck, bad luck. Great hustle, Flip. Able to get the net winner.
The upcoming season is going to be a really tough one. I think there's a really strong field, but I think that makes it that much more exciting, and I think we're all here ready to compete, and it's going to be a lot of fun, but it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But obviously, I'm feeling good about the Aviators' chances.
Well, Christina McHale turned pro in 2010. She has become a dynamic singles player. Played 4 away matches last year for the Aviators, made an impact, and now she's back with them for the entire season. As we mentioned earlier, her 4th WTT season. Christina McHale will be up next against Jen Brady from Orange County. As we take a look at the score for you as we headed to break, McEnfro out there entertaining the crowd. It's 13-12 Aviators over Orange County right now with 2 to play. Don't go anywhere. We'll have Jen Brady and Christina McHale in women's singles when we come back to the Greenbrier right after this.
Currently ranked 48th in singles, she played at UCLA and won a national championship in 2014. She was a finalist at the $125,000 event at Indian Wells and also in doubles as well. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, from Orange County, Jennifer Brady. And 2 chairs left. She has won a title in 2016 in Tokyo, also a finalist in Acapulco. She's won 2 doubles titles in Hobart and Tianjin, and a finalist in Hiroshima. A 2012 Olympian and part of the American Fed Cup team, part of her resume as well. Please welcome Christina McHale.
All right, welcome back to Stadium Court here at the Greenbrier. We just saw the Breakers with a nice clutch win in men's doubles 5-3. Decrease the deficit to just one game, and right now we are at the women's singles portion. After that, it'll be mixed. It is Jen Brady to serve. She is facing Christina McHale of the San Diego Aviators.
This could not be any closer, and we talked at the beginning of this match about this fourth set and how important it was going to be. I want to see who comes through for their team. McHale has not played yet so far. Brady with a great doubles match, even though she didn't win. She played really well. McHale, the more experienced of the two, coming up through the player development system of the USTA. Trained with my good friend Giorgio Todero there for a long time.
And that's a tough thing about World Team Tennis, right? Christine McHale comes out, she just got a little warm-up in, but for the most part, she's been sitting down for the better part of, an hour and 45 minutes. She's coming in kind of cold. Here she is with an early chance. Get this point, get one of the next 3 points, and you got yourself a break point.
And she talked about having her brother-in-law on her team, how good it feels. She's been playing this event for 4 years, missing some matches, really into the format as well.
Three straight points for Brady. And you got to think if you're the Breakers, you're back down just one. You've got Brady going in singles, going against Christine McHale. I think they're feeling good about where they're at. Exciting point right off the bat. Back to the ad side.
I mean, Coco Vanderweer, she gets up after every point. Love the energy. Gotta have it for this type of competitions. That looked like it could have sailed long.
So we haven't had any official events on tour since the hiatus, but because Brady has played so many exhibitions, she certainly has lots of good results. That's why we're going to take a look at the UTR right here, and it is no shock that she has got the edge.
Well, Brady has been playing some great tennis off late. McHale has not been as consistent, but she has experience on her side. Look at Brady's rank, number 19 at the UTR. That's what she's smiling even in the picture.
We talked about some of Brady's big results in 2020 before the tours were canceled. Takes out Maria Sharapova. She beat world #1 Ash Barty. That was in Brisbane. She qualifies for another premier event in Dubai, beats Svitolina Vondrousova and Muguruza before losing in the semis, but those are some great results, and that is why she's back in the top 50.
It will be interesting as the tour resumes and see how each player reacts to the stoppage if and when that comes to play. Still a lot of questions. Certainly no questions about World Team Tennis back and in a big way.
How'd you describe her game? It seems to me not huge weapons, but just really solid grinder, great competitor. Christina McHale.
She's in great shape. She moves really well. She's a real grinder. She can be powerful off the ground if she's right behind the ball, which is the case most of the time.
You get the impression when we look at the stats of movers of the match, I'm kind of guessing that McHale is probably going to do more of the running because I think Brady's going to dictate a little more. That's kind of my guess.
Definitely.
And that's brutal. You're up 40 love, back to a deciding point. It is tough to give up that game. See where she goes. She goes back to the ad side.
Confidence is a big thing in McHale's game. She needs to be confident, feel good about herself, and I think confidence, it's on Jen Brady's side at this point. That would help.
You can tell how much she wanted it right there. All right, so on Wednesday, we have more Serie A matches on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. Sampdoria, Cagliari at 1:25 Eastern, then Lecce, Fiorentina, and for all your soccer needs, check out ESPN FC on ESPN Plus every day. I struggle with those names a little bit, but
You did good. I bet you don't when you order your pasta. Fiorentina.
that's good.
There we go. This is just a great matchup with two players that can hit it off the ground. We're going to have a ball the next half hour.
Another look at them exchanging blows from the baseline. That one goes a little wide. But when you watch Brady hit, she just looks like an athlete, right? Open face. She's got the Western grip. She comes over it nice. I like watching her hit from the backcourt.
Oh, McHale taking that ball early. Putting some pressure with the inside-out backhand. And now it's Christina and the Aviators with 4 chances to break.
Wow.
And there it is. You pick your poison with Brady. She was hitting unbelievable backhands on the returns and off the ground. And Mikhail was signaling to Ryan Harrison after that 1-all game, I'm going to go and pick on her forehand. And I think that's what she's doing. She got a couple of mistakes from her opponent, and here she is up a break.
Yeah, we've been talking about a lot of players that like to dictate with a forehand, so naturally you move to your left because you want to open that up. But what Mikhail's doing a great job, maybe it's from her coach, the brother-in-law, telling him to go with that backhand to the forehand corner. It's really catching her by surprise.
What you see a lot with these extreme Western forehands is that the guys or the girls love to hit inside out. They like to play on that left side you're mentioning, but when you move them fast to the right, that's when they miss. It's been the case with Brady the last 3-4 points.
So you expect to see more backhands in that forehand corner, especially down the line. For Mikhail, that is.
Yep. If you want to beat me, you have to beat me with the worst shot. And that's what Andre Agassi used to do. He was so solid and he was so confident at times. He would play to the guy's strength and still beat him. He took pride on that. Confidence in Mikhail.
Wow. And that deciding point when she was up 40-love, went to deuce, right? You get that. Next thing you know, she breaks it love, and she is just feeling it right now. I mean, you know, we all thought Brady was kind of the heavy favorite here, maybe one of the more overmatched comparisons out of all the sets. But here we are, Mikhail up a break, playing lights out. And if you're coaching Brady, are you telling her anything different? You know, stop cheating to your left, maybe be more okay with hitting the backhand and not trying to run around it so much? What do you think?
No, you just tell her to stay calm, to play her game, to move. No panic, just starting. Mikhail going to that forehand corner, but she puts enough pressure on herself. I'm talking about Brady, and if you're her coach, you want to try to calm her down, bring her down a notch or two, get her to get back on that groove.
Starting to feel that the flatter strokes from Mikhail are going through the court a little better than Brady's shots.
She's at her best, hitting that forehand on the left side of her court.
It was a big point right here. Every deciding point, of course, is huge, but you just get the feeling we're in the fourth set. The momentum is kind of teetering, right? It's going to go either way, and this is huge. Just a little too much. Maybe it didn't have to be that good. And just like that, Mikhail consolidates her break. She's up 3-1, and she gives the Aviators a 3-game lead, 16-13. Back for the second half of women's singles after this.
High-performing tennis ball features 100% sustainable packaging and maintains its fresh ball feel 4 times longer than a standard tennis ball to reduce consumption and weight. Be sure to
All right, we are back and seeing an impressive Christina McHale up 3-1 against Jen Brady after we gave her all the praise. Do not count her out yet. It is still early in the set, about halfway through. But if you're the Breakers, you do not want to be down 3 or 4 games going into that last set. Expect Brady to want to get this within 1 or 2. You would like that.
You have to remember, she lost 2 deciding points. She could well be up 3-1. It's far from over. Raquel looks a little anxious. She did going into that changeover. There's where the coaches come into play. Some players like being talked to, others not so much.
That's got to feel nice, right, when you try to calm your player down, get some free points on that first serve.
That's a difference when you play in a team. If you're playing by yourself and your coach comes talks to you or try and talk to you, and sometimes the reception is not as good. But if you have a whole team behind you, you kind of feel backed up by them. You're a little more or a lot more receptive.
Still to come here is the mixed doubles. We are going to end with that. I think that's a great event to finish with, right? We love the doubles. We love the energy. Mixed doubles, just a lot of different dynamics there. Excited, anticipating the energy in that last set because it is going to be close. You can move a little faster than that, Coco. Come on now. All right, we are back within 2 games, 16-14.
Yeah, you just feel every game is huge from here on in. If Jen manages to pull this one off and come back for a win, they're putting her team in a great position. In terms of points and emotionally, McHale has to dig deep now, a breakup. Don't go to the back. It's been a dagger the whole day.
Yeah,
she
running
just
to
loves,
her left.
She loves that shot. She took 4 steps on the run, basically. She just lets it go. No fear. That's a money shot for McHale. Got the short one, took advantage of it.
I mean, it is just so clear that that was a point of emphasis. I don't know if it's from Ryan Harrison or someone else, but taking that backhand up the line like that, she keeps getting wrong-footed. Here she comes forward right into the open court.
Analytics, man, nowadays, it's right there for the taking. tension down at the court. Both benches getting up after every point one.
Yeah, it's getting a little tight here. You can feel it.
Ooh, she missed it.
All that time, it was Mikhail on the offensive, moving her around left and right, and she got the easy one. It did not have to be that good.
Little over anxious there for Mikhail. Brady was going the other way.
The other way, that's right, yeah.
2 chances for Jen and the Breakers. You do not want to play there. Wow, what a backhand by Jen Brady. Ties it all up at 3.
You know she's going to be thinking about that 30-all point later. All right, Tuesday morning from Disney World, the MLS World Cup-style tournament continues at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. The Chicago Fire square off against the Seattle Sounders. Another example, nice to have sports back in the States. A lot of sports happening at that Disney World campus. We know NBA is going to get started again at the end of July. Pumped for that. I don't know why I'm talking about it, but I am a huge Laker fan, and I am just pumped. Nico, are you an NBA fan?
Of course, that was my dad's sport. He was a professional basketball player. You have to love your basketball.
I feel silly I didn't read up on that. Come on, Jeff, you're better than that. Who's your squad? In the NBA, I should say.
I gotta be a Heat boy, you know.
All right.
But I'm a fan of basketball in general. Missed the game, and well, you know, for sentimental reasons, the Lakers are a lot of people's team.
That's what I like to
these
hear.
days, yeah.
So many up and down moments. And I'm just going to keep looking back to that 3-2 30-all point. I was afraid it was going to get away from her, but here she comes. She's up 30 love in the next game. Kind of thought that backhand down the line from Brady, she was really going to get over the top, maybe be smooth sailing from there as we got another Geico timeout. What's so cool about the Geico timeout, it's not just the coaches. You see the players come, talk to her, give her a towel, give her some water. Love the camaraderie.
Love to listen in on that, no?
Yeah, seriously. Mic them up.
Let's mic them up, man.
Make that happen, Jim Townsend.
Just put a boom right there.
If you could mic up any of these players on the court today, who would you go with? I think I would go with Coco. What about you?
Ooh, that's dangerous. Could mic up Kennan's dad with a mic with a translator.
And a camera on him the whole
That'd
time.
be good. That's funky.
And we will see Sophia Kennan in action tomorrow. Philadelphia Freedoms, their first match. They were not in action today.
That was Brady's bread and butter there. Missed it in a big way.
Just look at the benches. Both going crazy. They can feel it. This is so large right here. So many huge 30-all points, deuce points.
Told you this was the match.
You did call it, partner. right there.
Look at the emotion from Mikhail. She knows how big that is. She has an opportunity to serve it out.
In the midst of our fourth set is 17-15. San Diego is
right.
up.
And look at that serve. It's way outside. Mikhail opening up the court. Way to close in. Plays with a lot of margin. With the emotions going through her. She's smart enough to move in after a good shot. That's a way to do it.
It's the obvious statement to keep saying the next game is the biggest game, but if Mikhail can hold here, they go up 18-15. You gotta think the Aviators are feeling good about their chances, being up 3, going into the mixed doubles, and having O'Mara and Melikar, 2 double specialists, in to close it out. And on the flip side, Brady gets a break here. And she's got a chance, wins the tiebreaker. We're back at 17-all, and we are just at 0-0 going into the 5th set. Big game is an understatement. Gosh,
Look at that.
She hits the swinging forehand. You thought the point was over, and then she's forced to come up with a volley like that.
By Brady and Mikhail once more.
Mikhail is just a great counterpuncher. She was waiting for that one, stayed down low, and was able to get it back. And this was no easy volley to put away.
Wow. That is so nice and not an easy shot. Another Geico timeout.
And you wish you had this out on tour. If a coach could just come in and calm you down and put some perspective. Sometimes the blood just gets boiling out there and there's no way to tune it down.
One timeout remaining for the Breakers, none for the Aviators.
You can see the emotion going through these two. Jen Brady, usually pretty quiet, is talking to herself, and Mikhail is just erupting after every point she wins.
That must have caught the back of the line right there. That's what's great about the Hawkeye Live is there's no challenging it, right? This is the challenge system. On the regular tour, you got the line judges, and when you challenge, you go to the Hawkeye. In this case, why don't just take out the middleman and go straight to the final answer? 2 break points for Brady. I should say 3, actually, because of the deciding point.
Again, huge going in after a good shot to close it up at the net, not giving her opponent time to recover.
Right when you see the opponent have to open up the racket face, you come in, you're going to get a floater, yeah?
Classic.
Really impressive stuff from Christine and Mikhail.
Her footwork is just impeccable. Go.
Wow. Back to deciding point here. Is it going to be a 3-game lead for the Aviators, or is it going to be back down to 1? Kind of fitting with playing this music right here.
Oh, look at that defense. Unbelievable from Brady. And that was just poetic justice. She lost some big defining points. She takes it now down set point, and it's only fair this match goes down to a breaker.
This is just like 2 points ago, right? She sees the slice, she's going to come in, but this one,
man.
the slice keeps low, right? Tougher volley.
And Mikhail was just a little late coming in, or maybe a little early. She could have let this ball bounce and had the whole court to cross that forehand. Great defense by Brady.
Yeah,
and this is what this match deserved, I'm telling you.
Gosh, that's frustrating. You're right. Are you in all the way of the net, or do you stand
Oh,
back
man,
and hit
what
the forehand?
What an exciting first day this has been, I'll tell you. It's still not over.
All right, 9-point tiebreaker. Is it going to be 2 games separation, or are we going to be at 17 all going into the final set?
Let's see if Mikhail can recover from having that opportunity, playing a great point and not closing it out.
Kind of felt there that she's more willing to hit the backhand instead of cheat over to her left, standing further in closer to the baseline. That backhand has been so solid all set long. Wow, what a turnaround we got here. But we've had so many ups and downs. You are not going to be surprised if Mikhail comes back. Maybe takes a lead in this tiebreaker. You do not know what's going to happen here.
Love Coco Vanderway coming over to cheer her partner on. Ryan Harrison continues to switch sides with his players. Done a great job as a captain today, as well as a player.
Yeah, he set the tone early on, didn't he? Win or lose here for Mikhail, she's got to be proud of this effort. Going into this match, we talked about it so much. Brady has been absolutely on fire during this hiatus. I wouldn't have been surprised if it was a lopsided win for her. She's really surprised me. Impressive stuff from the American.
That's what I love about Jen Brady. She just has that extra oomph, that spring on her step. Look at it. Walking a little faster, hitting a little stronger. Mikhail has to recover. She's playing way behind that baseline.
Jane Jensdale at 3-1, Orange County leading. In this race to 5 in the tiebreak. Again, San Diego overall leading the match 17-16.
Another look at that open stance forehand. So much athleticism, so much strength. Good thing that didn't drop him. 12-point tiebreaker in regular tennis. We switch at 6 points. 9-point tiebreaker here. We switch after 4, and that is the only time we will switch. Because if we get through 8 points and it is not over, that means we're at 4 all, and we have a deciding point either way. Jen Brady, 2 points from the breaker.
Missed another forehand on the right side.
I mean, you've been calling it, right? It's been so up and down. We're not going to be surprised if we have a deciding point here.
I think we deserve it. Again.
Why do I feel like that happens a lot in tiebreakers? The first person that gets that separation, I feel like that trailing player always tends to get back in it. And that's what Mikhail did right here, down 2-0, down 3-1. We are at 3 all. Both women 2 points away from taking this breaker.
That's a good serve at the right time.
Gosh, this match has had it all, hasn't it? I feel like Brady maybe thought that was going up the tee. Got wrong-footed a little bit.
Yeah, good smile there from Ryan Harrison, just trying to ease off the pressure and let's get on with it. Put a cap on this one.
2 match points. I say match points, 2 set points for Mikhail. And there it is. Christina Mikhail, certainly the underdog going into this match. She comes through for the Breakers. Aviators, I should say, and they got a 2-game lead, 18-16. So 4 sets through, 1 to go, and we will pass the baton over to mixed doubles. Luke Banbridge, Andrea Claypatch, Omara, and Melikar. We got the last set. You don't want to miss it.
As we approach set number 5. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back onto the court the WTT dancers with McEnfro. WTT dancers with McEnfro. Getting us pumped up for set number 5, which will be mixed double. Now time to meet the players in mixed doubles, and we have a close match between the 2 teams. Let's begin with Orange County warming up to the chairs left. Turned pro in 2013 from Nottingham, England. He won 3 doubles.
Christina Mikhail down 3-1 in the tiebreaker, wins the next 4 points in the row, and gives the Aviators a 2-game lead going into the last set. Before the match, we kind of talked about who we thought was going to be moving more. We were right, it was Mikhail, but the defense was good enough. She came through in the end.
I think she was more consistent. Brady was the bigger hitter. She missed some forehands there in critical moments, and that cost her. She was up in the breaker 3-1, and Mikhail just came back strong to win the next 4 points and close it out, give her team a very important game and the momentum going into this last mixed doubles match.
Yeah, lots of props to her. I mean, you got to figure Coco Vandeweghe is the #1 woman on this team. It sounds strange to say, but she is. And Mikhail kind of seemed more like the backup in singles. She came through in a big way. Check her out on the movement right here, Nico.
And there you see it, you know, little steps. She goes a little too much to the center. That's where her opponent feels more comfortable hitting, and that's the problem right there. When you go to the right wing, off Brady. Sometimes she can miss it, but Mikhail hanging tough. Brady with a great backhand again. She misses here a ball she should not have missed, and I think that was the key. Mikhail hung tough. Good teamwork, great coaching there by Ryan Harrison, support by Coco Vanderweer, and that's nothing wrong with her opponent's team, but she fought very hard and she deserved to win.
That was a great example of grinding out a win right there. Perfect example in that point, doing whatever she's got to do to make her opponent hit one more ball in, running everywhere. And wow. So, 2 games separate these two teams. And if you didn't know, explain the extended play situations. As we know, the Aviators are up 2 games going into this final set. If the team that is down in the total cumulative score, if that team down wins the final set, we will go into extended play. But at the same time, if the Breakers come through and win this set, let's say 5-2 by 3 games, then they will win the match right there. A lot on the line right here.
All right, let's see. Klepacz, I think she's the key to this match. She was missing a lot of forehands in the doubles. Bambridge and O'Mara, as you mentioned, 2 ex-partners going at it. Great doubles, guys. So Nicole Melichar and Andrea Klepacz, I think, is the key to this match.
4 players on the court that specialize in doubles. They are not singles player. They strictly play doubles on tour. This is what you want to see. Mixed doubles, great dynamics. Excited for this one.
There's a big difference between doubles and mixed doubles. Some people, I'm not going to mention who,
Great point.
do not like playing mixed. We were talking to one of them yesterday. He was on court today, and he was saying, I told my coach not to play me in mixed.
Did he give any reasons why?
He just doesn't like it. People feel awkward playing, strong to the girl, or don't like, returning ladies serve. And on the ladies' side, some girls don't like the big pace and cannot accommodate. Others love it and play better off of it too.
Something tells me if 500 grand's on the line, a person might be willing to hit an overhead. It doesn't matter who's on the other side of the net. That's just me.
It's just business, right?
A business decision.
There we go. We're going to the high formation on second serve. Don't see that too often.
Watch the line. Klepacz loves the backhand down the line.
There's no need then.
Nice serve by Johnny O'Mara right there.
A lot of pressure on the man to hold serve in this modality.
O'Mara and Bambridge have only been sitting for 1 set, whereas Klepacz and Melichar have been sitting for 2. Something to keep in mind, World Team 10, is you come in a little cold, they get an abbreviated warm-up, but still, it's tough. You play, you sit, you come back out again. It's not easy to do. And, I mean, perfect example right there. Several doubles in the first game, just like that. Breakers down 2 games, and they have 2 points for the break a serve. Get this thing back within 1 game.
That's just great play by all involved. Bambridge played a fantastic pointer. What a kid by O'Mara back there.
How many clutch first volleys is Johnny O'Mara going to hit? It doesn't matter if it's a half volley, if it's low at the feet, if it's high at the shoulders. This guy is absolutely dialed on the volleys today.
He's got ice in his veins. Remember those huge points he won off his second serve?
Deciding point, male serves to male. Can't help but feel it a little bit right now for O'Mara, already with 2 double faults in this game. I don't want to jinx him, though. Wow.
Does it again. Second serve on the corner.
That is so clutch right there. I was talking about before extended play. Like we said, if the team that is down in the cumulative score wins the final set, we will go into extended play until one of two things happen. They end up tying the score by winning enough consecutive games, or the winning team, or the team on top, only has to win one game. So, as we know, the Aviators are up, meaning if the Breakers can win this set, we will go into extended play. Omar, a great job right there getting that game back. Clutch hold.
Would have been all tied up. Oh, yes. Beauty.
That's nice. You know what the extended play kind of reminds me of? You're a baseball guy. I know that. Baseball, huge in Venezuela. I mean, look, Miguel, there's so many amazing players.
Let's not start. We will not finish.
No, you're right. It's unbelievable. But in baseball, if you're up 10 runs, you still need to get the final out, right?
Totally, yeah.
Same way here. No matter how much you're up, you still need to win that final game, because if you don't, that means the losing team won that set, and then we go into extended play. So I love the sports analogies. Maybe not the best one right there, but kind of similar.
Look, Bambridge here has a big responsibility to keep Kleipach up emotionally. Believe me, they're looking at the total score. They're not looking at this set score.
Luke Bambridge, second year playing World Team Tennis, only 25 years old. Born in England, currently lives there as well. Like you said, fourth in the league last season in men's doubles. Number one in the league was Johnny O'Mara. And he's comfortable with Kleipach. They played together all last year, World Team Tennis, so they already have that continuity together. And that's important in doubles. Luke Bambridge and his partner Ben McLaughlin made all the way to the quarterfinal last year's U.S. Open. Won the title in Auckland this year, and then lost in two finals, one in Doha and one in Del Rey. So kind of tough for him, for the tours to shut down, because he was really on a roll.
Must-win game for the Breakers.
Another deciding point.
O'Mara with another huge return, and he'll have to go back at his ex-partner. Make sure he puts that first serve in.
And he goes to the forehand, he puts a nice return in. Is it almost automatic you go to the backhand? Obviously it's not, but it's just a strange thing to think about, right? Because like you said, they used to play together. He's thinking what I'm thinking. Usually the default in doubles is just go body. We'll see where he goes. Out wide. Oh, Johnny O'Mara, this guy is dialed.
Johnny O'Money with the return today. Wow.
That's a nice serve out wide. Still gets on the outside of the ball. Just flicks it with that left hand. That is a tough first volley for anyone.
All right, so we're switching teams. That's interesting. What a move. Stevie Johnson and Jen Brady coming in.
Wow.
It's a bit of a desperation move, down 4 games, 16-20. Johnny can do no wrong.
Don't test him at the net. Talking back, get back to the substitution. I mean, there's two ways to look at it, right? I mean, Stevie's cold. That's tough for him to come in and play. But at the same time, when the Breakers are playing so well, you want to give the Breakers a different look, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. O'Mara is taking over. And he had those 2 double faults in the first game. You felt like if he got broken, if he would have lost the confidence, comes back and wins that game. He's just all over it.
But then go back to Christina McHale winning the last set in impressive fashion, and that just lifts the whole team up. To me, that was the key match.
You're right. You're absolutely right. That was kind of the surprise result. That was a good example, like you said. Sometimes the men don't have trouble returning the women's serve. You know, it's a little pace difference. Maybe it doesn't kick as high. Kind of similar to maybe a changeup or the hooking curve in baseball. Just a different look. Not
Or
used
a
to
knuckler.
It. Yeah, that's right.
Three more chances to go up 3-love would be a huge blow. And that will win it outright.
Yeah, as long
as they don't lose 5 games in a row.
or as long as they don't lose the set. Just win the set, and they are home free for 1-0 start. All right, 2 games away. Christina McHale in the 4th set, in the hold from Johnny O'Mara in the first game. Those are kind of the moments I'm looking back at when I'm thinking about when this match turned. And if you're the Breakers, if you're Stevie, if you're Rick Leach, one at a time, right? Such a cliche statement, but let's get a hold here. Back within 4. It is only 1 break a serve. That was just sitting up there right in the strike zone for Johnny O'Mara. Perfect shoulder height.
I think his strike zone is pretty big today.
Yeah.
He's making
making
them
big.
all, yeah. Oh, so is his partner, by the way. She's playing some ball, but good shot there by Jan Brady. Oh, back against the ropes. Another good shot by Melichar.
Look at that. Take the return, come in, put all the pressure on the Breakers. They are on their heels. And if you're Melichar, your opponent gets the ball that deep on the return, you are feeling so good about pouncing on the next ball. Easy put away for her.
That one.
Did that one miss? Need this one if you're the Breakers. Brady's struggling with the serve right now. It's one of those where Brady's kind of saying, sorry, Stevie, I'm kind of leaving you out to dry there.
You want a helmet?
What can you do? I mean, to be fair, Stevie, that's tough. That's tough. You're standing right in the middle. He didn't really give it much of an opportunity there, but I think he's going to feel a little bit better if this return's not coming from O'Mara here. Wow. Oh, Stevie launched it. He is frustrated. They are 1 game away from a bagel, and it has been all Aviators in the end of the 4th and now the 5th set. They lead 4-0. They are up 5 in the cumulative score. Looks like it's all but done for the Breakers. We'll see what happens. Second half, mixed doubles coming back.
Ladies and gentlemen, now playing with Nicole Melchior as a substitution.
All right, back here for love in the final set for the Aviators. And of the 4 players that started this set, there is only 1 remaining on the court. We have another substitution. Ryan Harrison subbing in himself because he is the acting coach. Subs himself in for Johnny O'Mara. Got to admit, I'm a little confused. I don't know if it matters because they are in a commanding lead. They're up 6 games right now.
Well, the thing is, Harrison is one of the best servers out here, but you don't want to chance it. You've stopped playing over an hour ago. You're cold. You don't want to come in and hurt yourself. And your guy is the hottest guy today. O'Mara has been en fuego in these doubles sets, and Harrison trying to put the hammer down with this huge serve of his.
Yeah, good point. Definitely thinking, come in. It's like you bring in the big pinch hitter, close the door with the big serve.
The way O'Mara was playing, I would dream of taking him out. He was pitching practically a perfect game.
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's a sin to take him out. On the other hand, if you're Rick Leach and your team goes down the way it did, playing very tight the first 4 sets, really, you got to get him up emotionally for the next time.
Hold the phone. It's not over yet. Seen crazier things.
I was kick serve I was talking about. It's just so tough for ladies to return it because they have to go way back on the court or hit the ball very high, and it comes with a lot of spin. It's a tricky one.
2 points away.
Not so fast, says Stevie.
And just so it's understood, O'Mara is subbed out. If you are subbed out in that set, you cannot go back in. Now, if this was the first, second, third, or fourth set, that player can go back in later in the match, but not in the same set. Deciding point / match point here for the Aviators. It will be Ryan Harrison to Stevie Johnson. There it is right there. We came into the 5th set, only 2 games separating these two, but mixed doubles, it got away from the breakers. Johnny O'Mara, Nicole Melchior started things off. Harrison comes in as the sub and finishes it off with the big serve of his. But we talked about it. We think it really changed when Christina McHale came back in that tiebreaker, the 4th set.
It was a tight match up to that point, but just the emotional turn of McHale beating Jen Brady, that is playing some good tennis, did a good job in the doubles, just gave her team that emotional edge to take it home. And it was just fantastic the way they closed it out at love. And the captain player Harrison subbing himself in to serve it out is just fantastic.
And there it is, guaranteed rate player of the match, Christina McHale. It was 13-12 going into the fourth set. And when we saw McHale going up against Brady, I was thinking I thought Brady was going to win that set. The only question is, maybe she was going to win by a lot. They would take the lead. She says no. She takes it to a tiebreaker. She's down 3-1 in the breaker, wins 4 straight points. They go up 2, and then mixed doubles takes them home from there.
Do they have a dance? They don't have a dance. Come on, guys.
What kind of dance do you want to see?
Celebration dance.
So there is the winning team right there. 5 players on the Aviators. Coco Vandeweghe, we saw her play doubles. We didn't see her play her singles. Maybe next time. 23-16 is the final score. Christina McHale is our guaranteed rate player of the day. Very well deserved. And on the other side of the break, we are going to have Nick Gismondi talking to McHale.
Day 1 was a hit. We can't wait for Day 2 tomorrow at 1 p.m. right here
Talk me through this one more time, please.
at Creekside. Good night, everybody.
Okay.
Hello, McHale, somewhere.
Hi, Christina.
World World Team Tennis is brought to you by Geico. Did you know that right now, Geico is offering an extra 15% credit on car, motorcycle, and RV policies? That's on top of what Geico can already save you. So what are you waiting for? Visit geico.com to learn more. By the Greenbrier Valley in West Virginia, home to scenic trails and quiet rivers, friendly mountain towns, and America's resort, the Greenbrier. And by Chosen Foods. Join them in their sun-drenched utopia and visit chosenfoods.com. The avocado celebrated.
Beautiful scenics and a 23-16 win for the Aviators over the Orange County Breakers. A lot of that credit goes to Christina McHale, who was absolutely brilliant throughout the night, and she is joining us now for our post-match interview. Thank you so much, Christina. We are appropriately socially distanced.
Right.
Let's talk about this first match for you guys in general. So important in a format like this to get out of the gate quickly and successfully.
For sure. I've been looking forward to World Team Tennis and playing for the Aviators for a couple months now, and I'm so excited to be here and happy that the season was able to take place. And so I just had so much energy, and I was feeding off of the energy of my teammates that were on the sidelines and watching them play and, you know, giving so much that I just wanted to, give as much energy as I could to my team.
All right, let's talk about your singles match. against Jen Brady. The guys upstairs, Jeff and Nico, said that was really the key match of the whole setup for you all tonight. What do you think was the difference for you there, and how did you pull that out at the very end? That was an incredible tiebreak.
Thank you. Yeah, it was definitely a team effort from all of us. But yeah, I knew going in that Jenny's obviously playing very well, and so I was just trying to really keep my energy up and try and get around and hit as many forehands as I could and have a good first serve percentage. But yeah, just having the energy from my teammates on the sideline that really pulled me through, because I was up by a little bit and then it got close again, and so they were able to really push me over the sideline. Yeah.
All right, I got to ask you, how's the brother-in-law, coach/captain? He was out there cheering on, fetching balls. I loved it.
We actually have a really good record together because he's been my on-court coach sometimes at WTA tournaments. And so it was unfortunate to not have Coach Lloyd on court with us, but I felt pretty comfortable with Ryan out there.
Awesome. Christina, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being here with World Team Tennis as well, and good luck the rest of the way. I'm sure we'll be talking again.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, Christina McHale, a huge win in her singles match against Jen Brady. Part of the reason why the Aviators come away with their first win of the season, a 23-16 decision over the Orange County Breakers. We got more for you here on ESPN2. When we come back, we'll go back upstairs with Nico and Jeff for highlights and the wrap.
All right, the third match of the day on day one of this World Team Tennis season is in the books. 23-16 was the final score for the Aviators. And to start things off, they came out with men's singles. That was Ryan Harrison against Stevie Johnson. Not much separating these two, but it was Harrison that ended up edging him out in the tiebreaker.
Great way to start this third match out here. The experience of Stevie Johnson against a guy that has been well inside the top 50, and Ryan Harrison. He was also the captain for this team, but a great start by Harrison, who served very well. Stevie Johnson just could not do enough at the end to close it out, and Harrison sneaks in the win, and that put his team in a good position starting off, winning that first point.
In the second match, it was the women's doubles. Really nice to see Coco Vandeweghe get back out there. She's been struggling with injuries the last year or so. She looks 100% healthy, and she was really bringing the intensity.
I think, the doubles was very high quality. We saw some good points. Coco Vandeweghe and her energy really took over at some point. She really carried her partner, Melikar, into the win. The other team did really well. Jen Brady and Klepak, had her chances, but they didn't take them.
So Aviators up 3 games going into the men's doubles, but then it's Stevie and Luke Bambridge coming through with a 5-3 victory here. And it was surprising to see because Johnny O'Mara, everything he was touching was gold. But in this case, the Breakers got the win in this set.
Well, Stevie Johnson did a really good job in this particular set. He went along really well. He volleyed unbelievably in some very, very tight spots. And Bambridge, the double especially, did what he had to do. It was a fair win.
And we can't say it enough, but we called her the guaranteed rate player of the match. Christina McHale, kind of a surprise sub in for singles. Now, she was in the lineup to start, but just surprised to see her out there to begin with. Jen Brady, we said it all night long, playing so well, maybe just as good as anybody. This had so much up and down, but she comes through in the end.
I think Ryan Harrison had a lot to do with this. He kept McHale poised into the match when Brady took over with the floor, and then McHale really became emotional towards the end, and he could hold her off and guide her to the finish, and this was the key for the team's win.
She gets 4 straight points in that tiebreaker and takes it. And then we go to the mixed doubles, right? And I'm thinking, all right, we just have a couple games separating these 2 teams, and then what do you know? We come out with the bagel. We got a couple substitutions, but Johnny O'Mara, oh my gosh, how good was he tonight?
You just cannot say enough about this kid, the way he handles this pressure situations. He volleys keeping the ball right in front, and he did a great job. Not much Bambrick and Klepak could do on this one. And you see the frustration there on Stevie Johnson, who came in halfway through the set because O'Mara just had him under control.
So 23-16 is the final score. This is just the first match of 14 matches for each team in the regular season. Taking a look at the final score here, like I said, it was the Aviators coming through in the first 2 sets. They lose the third, but then they come through a big time in the women's singles and the mixed doubles.
We talked about it before, and we keep repeating it. It was McHale's win, 5-4 over Brady. That was the difference.
23-16, the final score. Aviators 1-0, Breakers 0-1. It is just the beginning of a long season, but a great way to end night 1. Not only was Christina McHale the guaranteed rate player of the match, but she was also the Chosen Foods mover of the match. We saw this earlier. Check out the movement with Christina McHale.
That's what she does, and that's why she wins so much, and that's the story of her game. Great counter puncher, way behind the baseline, but she chases it down, but then comes back in, and that has been the change. she can adjust her feet to all the shots and puts the pressure on her opponent to execute. In this stage, you see Jen Brady kind of going desperate and missing her bread and butter shot on that forehand, and that's why she had to move almost 3,000 feet.
Yeah, that's right, almost 3,000 feet. Great job by her. All right, well, what a day that was. We have 3 matches in the books, and we are just getting started. We got 21 more days, 63 matches to go. San Diego Aviators come through in that 3rd match. And for the whole crew in the truck and out on the court, for Nick Gismondi and Nico Pereira, I'm Jeff Chisver. So long, and we will see you next time.